All right.
All right,
We're going.
we're live.
We're going. There's no turning back.
All right, here we go. Let's see if you're.
No one's in. All right. Hi,
No.
welcome. This is the Wrestle Inn year in review. We're just gonna basically go over all like the major talking points from this year. I just noticed neither of our name tags are up, but I am Fusa. This is Kyosuke.
Yeah. Pro Wrestling _ boy on Twitter if you want to follow me. If my name tag is gonna be down there anytime soon.
I don't know where they went. I just noticed that usually they're there.
Yeah.
Oh no.
Shit. We're going
Okay.
off to amazing start here.
Great start. Immediately amazing start. No technical difficulties. We know what we're doing. So yeah, well, we just finished watching the All Japan Mania show about 10 minutes ago. So I thought, why not throw a little bit of a review from that show in there?
Right.
Do you have any initial thoughts just right from the start?
All Japan, for me, All Japan Pro Wrestling's, I wasn't a big fan of All Japan Pro Wrestling. It's not because of my wrestling tribalism, but when I first, which I will go on about that later, um, the first All Japan show I attended was Champion Carnival, which it's the one between Yuma Aoyagi and I think Yuma Aoyagi and Jake Lee, I think. So like
Oh,
a
okay.
year or two ago. I the I honestly was not a fan of that. Like the whole Korakuen Hall, usually it would be like filled, but like in Korakuen Hall on the ticket sales scanner, it would say what tickets are sold out and what's not. And if it's like limited quantity, it would have a triangle. Everything was the circle. I'm like, I wonder if did I make a good decision for this? And I did. It was the most mediocre show that I've ever seen next to FMWE. So I took a break off All Japan, and this is the first All Japan show that I've seen full since that Champions Carnival show.
Really?
Yeah, from the attendance, what from my standpoint as a fan living in Japan, All Japan Pro Wrestling looks to go more of the older, more traditional Japanese wrestling side. It's more, I guess, what's the word that I'm trying? Oh shit! Did I mute? Yeah, what? Yeah, it's oh fucking New Year's here, so like family members going certain
Like coming in and saying Happy New Year and stuff. Yeah.
New Year's and stuff. I'm like, sorry, I have a chotto nama hoso. So basically, so All Japan Pro Wrestling's more on the older side, which New Japan's I guess more progressing, which I guess I'm fine with that, but like it doesn't draw much crowds from what I see. It's usually like more older people that I saw at the Champions Carnival show. I rarely saw any like young people going to that Champions Carnival show. I'm like, man, okay, but for this show, it was a bit different. The main event actually delivered, unlike the Champion Carnival show, which headlocks all along. I'm like, with like 3 suplexes. Like, what the fuck, dude? That's all the heat I have on All Japan for now. For now,
That's your
I'll
shoot
go
promo.
my shit promo, yeah. For now, but later when we get to Katsuhiko versus
Kento.
Kento Miyahara will I'll go on some about
There's more. There's more to the shoot promo. This is gonna be a part 2.
there's more, man. There's more.
Yeah. I actually never watched All Japan up until this year. My whole thing was like I knew about it because I knew about like the history of like Japanese wrestling, but I never actually seen a show. It was actually ironically, or not ironically, coincidentally, my first show was also a Champion Carnival show. It was from this year. I didn't actually watch the whole show, but it was a thing where like what was it? It was like I was watching a TJPW show,
Yep.
and then after it concluded, I saw there's All Japan on, and I was like, oh, hey, let me turn on All Japan. And I was watching with a friend, and the first thing that like when we turned on, Kento was actually making his entrance, and so we're watching it together for the first time, and she's just like, I don't know who this is, I don't know what this is, but I love this man's outfit and I love his energy.
Yeah, Kento Miyahara was the only guy that I liked throughout the show at the
Mhm.
show that I went to because like his headbutts were like insane, and then that actually got a pop out of me. Like not the other like one match was like Yoshitatsu versus like some other guy, and I'm like, oh, I know Yoshitatsu. He was in like WWF for a bit and also New Japan, wasn't he? And then that match ended in a fucking surprise roll up. Like bloody hell, give me something else, bro.
A little bit of Osprey coming out there.
Yeah, like it's oh god, I can go on and on, but I'll stop that for now until we get to, champion until we get to
Yeah,
Katy bits.
maybe we should speak a bit more on the positive side right now, because right now All Japan's getting buried.
Hold a second.
Oh yeah, of course. But
Uh,
yeah, so the
Botched in.
show.
You shall continue.
Oh, okay, cool. But yeah, the show that we just watched was of the AJ All Japan Mania show. That's their big year-end show. This show was headlined by Kento Miyahara versus Katsuhiko Nakajima, the rematch from One Night Dream put on by Noah earlier this year. Big match being showcased. However, there was some other matches on the undercard that were also pretty great in this show. The big one to talk about, I think, is the Battle of the Saito brothers.
Oh yeah, that
Uh,
was pretty good.
Jun and Rei Saito taking each other on in a match. Both the current All Japan Tag Team Champions, going 1-on-1. I don't know if there's any story.
I yeah, I don't know as well. I just thought it was like some exhibition. I just tuned in because of Caddy versus Kenta, but
Yeah,
it's,
I didn't know about any story. Regardless, it was still a really good match. They definitely like went to town
yeah,
on each other, despite being brothers and tag team champions. But they definitely did show out for what they got. It was, I think, Jun was the one that got the win. They're like, I'm pretty sure it's Jun.
yeah. If we're wrong,
So
feel free to
if,
roast Twitter.
if we're wrong, then roast on Twitter, exactly. But yeah, that was a very enjoyable match. I think it went just about like 11 minutes.
It's yeah, around. It didn't go far. It didn't overstay its welcome. It was a pretty good exhibition between the Saito brothers. Yeah, it was a pretty good match. I wouldn't say it like took over the show, but like it was all right. It wasn't.
It was like up until that point, it was definitely like one of the better matches on the card during the
Yeah.
show. Like it definitely helped to
Yeah.
kind of like get more excitement towards the main event.
Yeah.
But there was I would be remiss if I did not mention that this was well, not this match specifically, but a couple matches prior to this, there was a 6-man tag that included Takeo Mori, Ryuki Honda, and Ryo Inoue versus I probably botched his last name versus Koji Doi, Kuma Arashi, and Mitsuya Nage. Nage.
That's
This would be Takao Mori's last match in All Japan. Just a nice little like no harm, no foul send off match.
yeah.
Don't know what he's gonna do. Maybe he ends up retiring. Maybe he ends up working elsewhere.
Yeah.
But yeah,
Probably freelancer, to be honest. I think probably he'll freelance the indies in Japan, or because that's what a lot of it's I guess free legendary wrestlers do when they're old. They just go around,
jump around. Yeah,
go around freelancing. He might go around like 10 Group Project or something.
shows up in Noah and wins the GHC heavyweight title. That's a usual. That's a thing that happens.
I'll riot.
There and then the second following the Saito brother match, there was another bigger match on the card, which was Tatsumi Fujinami and Leona against Yuma Anzai and making his All Japan debut, WWE's Charlie Dempsey.
I was pretty excited for this match, mainly because of Charlie Dempsey being involved, and also Tatsumi Fujinami. He's one of my favorite legends of the Japanese wrestling scene. Pretty good. Charlie Dempsey has his title shot on, I believe, January 3rd against.
It is January 3rd. It would be against Nakajima. We now know.
Yep. Yeah, pretty excited for that match since I guess they're advertising it as William Regal's son, which will draw many people in Korakuen Hall, which I believe.
Yes.
Yeah.
Though it should definitely draw. I'm a little concerned about the match against Nakajima just because of the match that happened tonight. Charlie and Yuma were very like night and day in terms of like in-ring ability. Like Yuma felt like he was like miles ahead of Dempsey, despite them both having around the same level of experience.
Yeah, I think that too. Yeah, but to be honest, I think All Japan can either way. It's Charlie Dempsey, and again, it's William Regal's son. So it's William Regal's son versus current Katsuhiko Nakajima, which apparently now is a symbol of Tokon or whatever. I'll go on that later. But yeah, it'll probably be a good match, but it's skeptical. I'm a bit skeptical of it.
Yes, very fair. I too am feeling a bit skeptical. I feel like it might be a very heavy carry for Nakajima.
Yeah.
I'm also not too sure about how well how much of a language barrier there may be between the two as well, which is always a factor when working with foreign talent, no matter where. But yeah, and then the match following that one was a All Japan versus DDT match. Atsuki Aoyagi and Ryzen Hayato teaming up against Yuki Ueno and Toei Kojima. Sauna boys are invading.
The DDT Sauna Boys and Kojima finally out of his Great Koji situation.
Yeah, is Great Koji still Iron Man heavyweight? Oh no, it's a Christmas tree now. Right. It's a Christmas tree, right?
Yeah. It was it Poison Sawada Julie, and then Poison Sawada Julie, and then someone else got it, and then Christmas tree, was it? I think so.
It's the Iron Man Heavyweight Championship. That could have definitely been what happened.
Yeah. This match was alright. I mean, it's Yuki Ueno and Ryzen Hayato, two of my favorite guys in Japanese junior division. I forgot who won this match because I was in the shower series. Who won this match?
I'm pretty sure it was won by Aoyagi and Hayato. I'm gonna be completely honest. I kind of dozed off during this match. It's been a bit of a long day and of watching wrestling, and my body was like, you know what, this match isn't important.
Fine. We had World's End right before this, and then after World's End, straight up All Japan just fucking kicked us.
Yeah. Shout out Eddie Kingston for winning the Modern Era Triple Crown, and shout out Samoa Joe for becoming the new AEW World Champion. Just thought I'd throw those in there. I'm not going to further elaborate on World's End, because if I further elaborate on World's End, then we'll be here for an hour and a half before we get into the review of the year. It was too much. Right. But yeah, so I would, from the parts that I saw, I would very much enjoy a Ueno versus Hayato singles match at some point down the road.
Yeah,
that would be a very, very fun match.
Maybe at Ultimate Party. Yeah, probably. Ultimate Party might be a good time to have that match. Because they're not doing Ultimate Party's in March, I think. Or was it Ultimate Party? I saw Judgment oh shit, not Ultimate Party. Judgment. Yeah. I think it's Judgment, was it? Ah,
I think it's
fucking
Judgment. Because I was just
Judgment.
saying, like,
Special.
I thought Ultimate Party was last month.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. I thought they have too many fucking big shows. Holy shit. Not too many, but it's getting mixed up. They got rid of Cyberfight Festival and they brought back Ultimate Party. Now it's Judgment. They got rid of Nevermind. I'm like, too many stuff in the DDT world to keep up.
It's just too much,
Yeah.
man. They got to slow down with the shows.
Yeah. Yeah. I gotta.
Got
Yeah.
some
Well.
interesting.
Yeah. I I would like to see this match in. ちょっと待ってください. Oh. Oh wow. Well, when I'm about to leave, people start joining in. Okay.
Big Show mention. Hashtag Big Show is in.
Here we go. Here we go. That should be the last family member barging into my room. All right. Here we go. New
Live
Year's is a
TV.
New Year's. Oh, Big Show's in. All right. New Year's is a very hectic. I'm surprised that a lot of people attended this show and I'm surprised All Japan even ran this show on New Year's because normally I don't know how it is in America, but like New Year's in Japan, it's like the biggest family holiday ever. I'm like, well, or All Japan running the show might be a bit risky, but yeah, they got a decent amount of people in. I'm like, wow, okay. A lot of people prefer wrestling over hanging out with their families, all right.
I mean, to be fair, I do as well.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's just about clubbing here and getting absolutely hammered. That's that's New Year's here.
That's New Year's in the Western world. But
That's New Year's in the West. It gets to the point that cities just offer free public transportation on New Year's Eve because they know everyone's going to go out and get completely hammered.
all right, where were we? We were
We were finishing up discussing the All Japan versus DDT match, but yeah, Hayato versus Ueno in a singles match would be a lot of fun in the future.
Next match.
I can't find like individual pictures, so I'm just using a GIF of like the rotating cards. So I have to like wait for it to rotate all the way through to get to the next match.
Yeah.
The next match was the All Japan Junior Heavyweight Championship match between El Lindemann and Dan Tamura.
Oh, by the way, are you using cards on this? Like, is it supposed to show the match graphic or?
Yes, I can. So I just went on All Japan's Twitter, and the most recent post I could find with all the matches is just like this one GIF that's just rotating through the entire card.
Oh shit! Oh, is it supposed to show up on the stream or?
No, it's
Oh,
no.
okay.
I have it on the Twitter.
Okay.
It's fine. It's
It's fine. It's fine.
it's fine.
We already have the name tags fucked up, so it's fine either way.
Don't stress me out with more potential technical difficulties.
Anyway, it's fine. We're both horrible at computer stuff, so like, I'm horrible at stuff, dude. But I don't know what to do.
It's not that I'm horrible at computer stuff. It's just that I set this up like 10 minutes before it went live because of the show. So I didn't really review stuff. I was like, all right, am I in? Cool. Is my stuff working? Cool. Kioski's in? Cool. All right, start.
Stop.
Hit the live button. We're underway. But so
versus fuck, what's his
El
name?
Lindemann versus Dan Tamura. Don't worry, I got you.
Yeah.
I got you. But yeah, El Lindemann versus Dan Tamura. Lindemann was the champion. Dan Tamura got this opportunity by winning the junior Road to Battle Glory or Battle Glory tournament. They're little like mini Best of Super Junior, basically. They ran it at the same time as the Real World Tag League. Anyway, Tamura won the tournament, so he got this title match tonight, and he won.
Yeah.
We have a new All Japan Junior Heavyweight Champion. Big moment for Dan. And he immediately called out his first opponent, which happened to be in the following match. But first, before we get to that, what are your thoughts on that All Japan title match?
Yeah, I mean, it was pretty good, to be honest. It was pretty good. It's again first All Japan show since that Champion Carnival one, but yeah, I honestly like this match. I honestly like this match, but I was gonna. I see the All Japan and Glade working relationship. It's going well for All Japan, They've had it since like 2 years ago, and yeah, I believe having Lindemann as having a person that's from their own roster have that. I believe Dantamir is from the roster. I think was he signed to Japan?
Yes, I am pretty sure Dan Tamura is indeed
I,
signed to All Japan. Time to
yes,
use Google and make sure.
yeah.
So just to make sure we both don't either one of us looks like an idiot or both of us look like idiots. There's no in between. Yeah, sign to All Japan. Okay.
Yeah. It's better to have someone signed to your own company to be your own junior champion, other than El Lindemann, is which is a good thing for All Japan to do. Which I don't know, the match delivered, the again the outcome also delivered. So I honestly quite like this match. If I'm not going to give out any star ratings because I'm not fucking Dave Meltzer, but yeah, yeah, I was satisfied with this match, is what I should say, for my liking. How about you?
On a scale of Champions Carnival to Okada versus Omega in the Tokyo Dome, you give it satisfactory. But yeah, Elder Lindemann's reign, since he did win the title from Etsuki Oyagi, it has been okay. There wasn't any huge moments during it or anything. But yeah, Dan Tamura is definitely well deserving of the championship. He had a great tournament to get here, great match to win the title. And he called out his first opponent, which was Hikaru Saito. Saito? Saito? Saito. Saito. We're gonna pretend that's around the first try. Who's actually in the next match. It was a 6-man tag of Swama, Hideki Suzuki. I don't know why I had so much trouble with that. Hideki Suzuki and Hikaru Saito against Minoru Suzuki, Davey Boy Smith Jr., and Hokuto Omori.
Suzuki Gun's back in Japan. I guess one of them's back in Japan. Davey Boy Smith Jr. Finally, he's fucking back. We just need Lance Archer. We just need
He
Lance.
was he was in the 0 hour battle royale where he was buried under 3 tables and chairs for like 2/3 of the match because he's big.
Because he's big, yeah. Yeah, it was fun seeing Davey Boy Smith Jr. back in Japan. But yeah, I mean, Minoru Suzuki, Davey Boy Smith Jr., those were like the two guys I was actually familiar with within this match. It was your regular 6-man. I feels nothing stood out. Just Davey Boy.
just like it was your regular 6-man, I guess. I don't know. We're just sad sounding that it was okay.
Davey Boy Smith Jr. is back. That's all I fucking remember. That's all I fucking remember, to be honest. I'm fucking tired from running errands back and forth for like the big dinner or something. But yeah, I actually saw this match. It was pretty. I mean, regular 6-man. Davey Boy Smith Jr. is back.
It was okay. It was whatever. I guess. Davey Boy Smith Jr.'s back. It was fine. It was fine.
Experience at me.
It's just okay. But yeah, Davey Boy Smith Jr. actually did get the pin in that match as well. On Hikaru Saito, who just got challenged for the title.
Not a good look.
No. old white guy pinning the guy who just got called out for a junior heavyweight title match. That's what I want in my wrestling. That's my wrestling right there.
That I love. Big white guy pins the guy that just got called out, who's gonna have a championship match in a few weeks, probably. But
It might even be as soon as the 3rd. They haven't really announced any of that card other than like the title match, which is Dempsey vs Nakajima. Speaking of the Triple Crown Heavyweight Championship, our main event, the Triple Crown Heavyweight Championship, Katsuhiko Nakajima, Kenta Miyahara, the rematch.
This was pretty. I'll go on about tribalism at the end of the match, but
I have some words and thoughts on tribalism. So here's the thing that happens for every the thing that happens for every match that has 2 guys go at it and then they do it a second time is Was the first match better or the second match better? With this one, I don't know. Off the top of my head, I genuinely can't say which one was better. I would have to go and watch the two matches back to back to give a proper opinion, but this one had some great moments.
Yeah, both of the matches in Noah and All Japan both delivered, but I feel like for this one, I feel like it had higher stakes, which I would like to say, since Katsuhiko changed his entrance music, which ちょっと待ってください. Where I guess that was that kind of that situation that he's in raised the stakes for a bit. But yeah, I feel like for me, I feel like this match was I preferred this match over the Noah match, to be honest. Had more.
Okay.
But yeah, I would definitely need to watch that Noah match back on Wrestle Universe someday to actually have my final opinion on it. But this match actually delivered. This match was amazing. We got Baldy Caddy. Heading
The
into this
return of the legends, Bald Caddy.
Baldy Caddy. Yeah, we got some pretty awesome stuff in this match. We got again Kento's what's it called? My English is not Englishing right now. Outside brawling. What's it called again? Outside brawl. Kento's outside brawls, which always outside brawls and headbutts, which always give me a pop in my little soul. Yeah, this match I would actually like go back and watch it again to like actually have a proper analysis on it. How about you, Fusa?
Yeah, like I said, I genuinely don't know. Like just off the top of my head, which one was better. I would have to go back watch them, like you said. But yeah, just Nakajima going bald, entering to his own version of Bambaye with the caddy Bambaye.
Yeah.
Just
That's my soul.
He has thoughts and opinions, so he has to hold on to them till I finish.
Yeah.
His own version, entering with the I actually am going to make myself look like a fool here, but who was the old guy that entered with Nakajima? I actually did not know who that was.
I did not see his entrance. I came back when when they were announcing the wrestlers. Was it? I will look through Twitter and find out because
I'm just gonna ping someone in the server that I know will have the answer. Discord.
Play the Jeopardy theme, someone, while you're waiting.
Start playing Bombay while I wait for an answer. But yeah, so his entrances were great. A lot of great spots in the match. There was the like apron stuff. I think there's a pile driver on the apron from Nakajima.
Yeah. Oh yeah, there was. Yeah.
There was a pile driver on the apron from Nakajima. Perfect.
There was. Yeah.
I did not manifest that. I was like, I'm pretty sure there was. They did a callback to the Inoki Muhammad Ali photo.
Yeah. They did.
Oh, further thoughts and opinions. Oh, anger.
They did. Nakajima was on his Looking back at this entrance makes me fucking proud. Nakajima was on his back doing the little Inoki kicks that he did with fucking Mustafa. Not Mustafa Ali. Fuck, Muhammad Ali.
Muhammad Ali, different Ali. Close, but no cigar.
But yeah, yeah. Okay, time for me to go on about Kazuhiko Nakajima.
Real quick before you do, I just want to talk about just the kicks.
Oh yeah,
between both guys, the kicks, loud
as
fuck. Wrestling when it's stiff is the best. Wrestling when it's so stiff that it echoes through the arena is even better.
When the kicks like actually like go like it's amazing. It's like
when you hear that kick followed like the thud of a kick followed by the echo followed by the crowd going, oh, that's how you know it was a good kick.
Yeah, but Katsu.
All right, let it out.
Katsu
for long enough, let it out.
Fusa-san, How did Katsuhiko Nakajima become the new fucking symbol of Tokon spirit? Isn't he signed to All Japan? Or
He's
is he?
not actually signed to All Japan.
He's not signed to All Japan, but he's their fucking champion.
He's a freelancer, and All Japan saw that he left Noah and went, yes, title here.
And he met Shinma-san. Oh yeah, football kicks in it. Oh yeah, from the comments, shout out to Carrie for always including free football
It
matches.
was Hisashi Shinma that did his entrance. Okay.
Hisashi Shinma. Yeah. By football, I mean support this team right here. So he met Shinma-san, and Zach got him like your Tokon boy certificate. Is that correct? Is that correct?
I don't know how it works, but that's apparently what I also view.
How the fuck does that work? You come out to fucking Ali Bombay and have your jacket say Tokon Spirit or whatever the fuck you're saying, and then you have the balls to do Ichini Sanda at a fucking All Japan show. I get my wrestling tribalism is getting too intense, but like when I saw that, I'm like, what the fuck, dude? Like, you're in All Japan Pro Wrestling, like different Japan Pro Wrestling, and you have the balls to go up to fucking like Shima-san. I respect the hell out of Shima-san, but I think that he's not. I don't know. You can roast me on Twitter if you want. Like, I don't give a shit if I get cunt this fucking Twitter. No, sorry, X, whatever the fuck Elon Musk is on now. But like, holy shit, man. We see Antonio Inoki doing. I get Okada doing Ichini Sanda because he's a fucking New Japan guy that embroids Antonio Inoki's spirit at the Antonio Inoki Memorial Show. What the fuck was the Ichini Sanda here for? You got a blessing from Shinma-san, and then now you think you're the symbol of fucking Tokon spirit when you haven't shown up in fucking New Japan Pro Wrestling, where fucking Tokon is born there. I wouldn't say born, but you gotta understand Antonio Inoki, New Japan Pro Wrestling, that's that Tokon connection, not Antonio Inoki and All Japan Pro Wrestling. That's Baba, dude. That kind of Katsuhiko Nakajima did not not only did he kick the fuck out of Kenta Miyahara, he kicks the fuck out of the wrestling tribalism in my heart, dog. Like, what the fuck, dude? That's enough for my wrestling tribalism for today.
That's not tribalism for now.
If anyone would like to call me out on Twitter, feel free to fucking do so. PureWrestle_BOI. I don't care. We can have this. You think I'm scared to get cancelled on Twitter? I do not care. Just let me and my tribalism be. All right.
Let me love my companies. Yeah, so that's actually something I found really interesting was doing all this Antonio Inoki stuff in All Japan, which was the company that was made to rival New Japan. Or might be vice versa. I can't remember. I think it was New Japan's made first. But like All Japan was made to be the main rival of New Japan. And then he does the entire full on like closing of how Inoki did it, the Bombay, the Ichini Sanda, all that. Towel, everything, the whole shebang in the rival promotion. And with, like you said, Shinma-san was with him for the entrance, was there ringside, walked out with him with the exit as well. Excuse me. So I think it does have his blessing to a degree. It would be very like 4-dimensional chess of if this is a way to make it with the United Japanese Pro Wrestling thing that's been starting up. If this is how we get Okada versus Nakajima. This is Okada is gonna have a new hatred for a former Noah guy next year. He's gonna just be.
I have the Okada promo in my head right now.
What Okada's gonna say.
What Okada's gonna say, yeah.
I was gonna say that like Okada's gonna like see this and then be like, "Yo, that ain't gonna fly with me, bro," and then that's how this feud's gonna start. But then I
Yeah.
remembered Okada just doesn't watch other wrestling promotions,
Yeah.
so he might just never know about this.
I'm
So
he might comment on it after after his match with Danielson at the Dome. Katsugeta, here comes Okada versus Katsuhiko. He's gonna rainmaker your ass, fucking Katsuhiko, piece of shit.
it'd be very. It'll be interesting to see how they like come up with how Okada heard about it, considering Okada has very much said he's very vocal about this, that he just doesn't give a shit about any other wrestling that's not called New Japan. So it's gonna be a grapevine kind of thing. It's like, hey, did you hear about when Nakajima Day? He's gonna be like, no, who's Nakajima? It's like, oh, the Triple Crown Heavyweight Champion. Oh, I don't care.
Oh, I don't care. Oh, he's on the Tokon thing. What the fuck? Well,
he did he's the new Tokon Spirit. It's like, fuck you just say? Wait, did you just say to me? Wait,
Tokon Spirit?
Did you just say to me? He's a Tokon Spirit. Where? It's not here. I've never seen that motherfucker before. He's in All Japan. He's in All Japan. Okada. It's like, where are we going? Where's All Japan? Take me to that one.
That match is gonna fuck hard. So
if this is the 8-dimensional chess of how we get to Okada versus Nakajima, then I'm all for it.
All right.
If it's not, and this is just purely Nakajima becoming the new Tokon Spirit, then we'll see how it goes. But I know for the whole time, Kyosuke is going to be in his room with his arms crossed, shaking his head every time he sees Nakajima on TV.
Yeah. You gotta understand, when he did that Ichini Sanda, I was like audibly screaming, "No, no!" You know how people say Ichini Sanda? I'm like, no, 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 no! Like, motherfucker, I have a Tokon fucking tower right there. You do not fucking do that to me at fucking New Year's Eve. Like,
no. That's great. But yeah, that kind of covers over all of All Japan's Mania, unless you have further thoughts, further anger.
Fine for now. I will take it up with Kieran the next time I am on the Wrestle Inn podcast network.
He'll have some words for Kieran. Kieran called it goat shit in the Discord. He's gonna have some words for Kieran.
What? Kieran, you call it goat shit. I'm gonna steal your fucking intro, mate. Actually, I'll do it right now. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening. Ohio, konnichiwa, konbanwa. And welcome back to the Wrestle Inn Podcast Network with Fusa. Yeah, today we have the year-end in review. Or should I fucking steal your other one, your Patreon one? Fuck, what was it? All right, let's do this one more time. My name is Kyosuke, and I was bitten by a radioactive fucking Tokon Spirit Katsuhiko Nakajima, and since then, I'm the one and only host of the Wrestle Inn Year-End Review, or whatever the fuck, mate. If you call this goat shit, I will find your house in fucking Kent, bro. I will find your house wherever you're in fucking England, mate. If you're watching this stream right now, I will personally go to your fucking house, look at your cats dead in the eyes, and say, disown your fucking owner. He thinks Katsuhiko Nakajima's the Toko's fucking spirit? I'm like, what the fuck, dude? I'll go to Hazel and say, your husband thinks Katsuhiko Nakajima is a new Tokon Spirit and calls it goat shit. I'm like, cancel your wedding right now, mate. And get fucking Okada there. Book Okada versus Katsuhiko Nakajima at your wedding, mate. I'm like, mate. Here, I stole both Kieran's Wrestle Inn intros. Kieran, by the words of fucking D-Generation X, suck it, dude. Suck it. I'm gonna get fired from this, mate. All right.
No, you're too valuable. You're the only one who speaks Japanese. He can't fire you.
He can't fire me, mate. All right.
You're the only one out of all of us that speaks Japanese. He can't afford to fire you.
All right. Ah,
Wrestling's muffin cake.
let's fucking get.
Oh,
Oh
forget.
fuck!
Never mind. This is fucking Wrestle Brawl Out. Forget
Yeah, dude,
everything else.
fucking go.
Uh, well,
Go.
I know what we're using for on the Twitter for to advertise this show.
My rivalry of the year for sure. Yeah.
Fucking forget Sonata versus Naito on the 4th. We need to have Kieran versus Kyosuke as the main event of the Tokyo Dome.
Better fucking do his last minute trip to Japan again, dude. I'll see you at the fucking dome, bro. Where will you just
You'll pay for you'll do what Osprey did last year. It's just like I'll pay for your ticket.
I'll pay for the ticket. Meet me at the fucking TGI Fridays, fucking Lawson's. Oh no, that's torn down. Fucking Kamakura Ramen outside fucking Korakuen Hall. Alright, that's
Rivieras.
for shooting off at the boss and pulling my CM Punk of the year. Alright. Alright.
Incredible. Absolutely
Let's-
incredible. No notes. Highlight of the night. Forget everything all the other wrestlings happened tonight. That was my highlight of the night.
Alright. That's
We woke up like half an hour ago.
Is he watching this?
I don't know if he's watching. I hope he's watching. He probably woke up like 30 minutes ago. I was like, what the fuck did I do? What did you say fuck me for?
Holy shit. Alright.
Oh my goodness. Okay, well, I think we need to move on.
Alright, I think we should move on from
Let us talk about the year that has been 2023 of wrestling. I think it's safe to start off with January 1st of the return to Japan not under the WWE banner, Shinsuke Nakamura against the Great Muta. This was a very big moment for a lot of people.
Yeah.
Nakamura's first time in Japan since 2016, not under WWE's banner. So this was huge to see him come back. He got his big entrance, did it with the WWE music. A lot of fun. Had a great match as well. And even sucks the green mist right out of Muta's mouth.
Muta's mouth. That got a lot of traction, positive traction, I should say.
Yeah.
People were like, "Oh shit, Shinsuke sucks the green mist out of Muta's mouth," and it was a very amazing match. Though it had a lot of storytelling in it. Like the final, it was green mist and Bomba. Yeah, what does he call it now? The Kinshasa, was it? He called it
Kinshasa.
Kinshasa, yeah. Very amazing. And the walk and the shoe pro cover of that week. Whew, that was an amazing cover. I have that cover and I have it framed on my wall. It's such an amazing shot of Muta and Shinsuke Nakamura walking down the ramp right after their match.
Yeah, like arm in arms with each other. Yeah. Really great shot. Fun match. Very much enjoyed it. And then just days later, we had the absolutely incredible Osprey versus Kenny Omega.
That was on an entirely different level. I brought me dad to it, and because I had an extra ticket, and the friend I was supposed to go with dipped, and Kieran had his ticket via Mr. Osprey-san. Where by the way, I was able to speak with Osprey a few months later after the match, and it was from his standpoint, from all the standpoint, we were able to ask him questions on the match, and it was very well thought. It was an amazing match. Probably I wouldn't over exaggerate it, but probably one of the best wrestling matches that I've ever seen in my lifetime. Like, I became a wrestling fan when in the worst time to become a wrestling fan, aka Jinder Mahal as WWE champion.
I thought you were going to say the pandemic. I thought you were going to say the pandemic, but no, that's never mind. That's much worse.
But yeah, it's the whole Kenny Omega, the whole storyline from like 2022, like between that sport where we should probably add this in the Wrestle Inn live stream. We send our condolences to Matt Kurt's family. We are tragically saddened by Matt Kurt's loss. But the moment that I'm trying to think of is the spot where Matt Kurt kicked out of the one-winged angel.
The only man to ever do it.
Can't ever do it except Ibushi, I think, yeah. But that whole like rivalry between Osprey and Omega to like decide who's the GOAT, and like Omega historic crossover going on the screen and doing his full like promo in Japanese, like it was amazing storytelling. Put that on a platter. How about you, Fusa?
Yeah, 100%. This was like for all of this year up until June, this was my match of the year. And then it only got beat out by the other one they did, which of course we'll get to that when we get around to June. But yeah, so for like 6 months, match of the year, and then it got bumped down very, very slightly. Which also kind of rotates back to what we were saying about the main event from All Japan tonight of like which match was better. Same thing kind of applies to this as like which match did you think was better between their match at Wrestle Kingdom and their match at Forbidden Door?
For me, I personally like the match at Wrestle Kingdom better because it had more of the fighting spirit attached to it.
Mm-hmm.
Because Osprey was getting battered throughout that match, but he constantly like stood up, and then that's the and then oh yeah, we're going back to this again, aren't we? Oh, that's
Me versus one winged United Empire fan versus Elite fan.
But yeah, during that match, Osprey kept on like standing up, and that was like real Tokon shit happening. That's not Katsuhiko Nakajima. Real Tokon shit happening in that match, and that actually I guess took a part, like Tokyo Dome took a part of my soul that day. I'm like, holy fuck, I got reincarnated as a new wrestling fan. How about you, Fusa? Did you between the matches?
So I think with my bias with the two of them is that I can see you having a bias because you were there live getting to see it in person.
Yeah, I have a bit, but yeah.
I have a bias of I could have went to see it. It was like a 4-hour flight. I could have totally went to see it, but I just couldn't. So I watched it at home, and it was still just so good. I think with the rematch, I liked it better because I guess it's a thing of like I'm more used to like more the American style of storytelling. So like the more like goofier things that Osprey did in that match when he was being the heel in Canada, like the Canadian flag stuff and like blowing his nose in it and like the wedgie wipe thing. I don't know what's called the correct term for it is, but just like stuff like that where it was like him like really healing it up in Canada. That was great. Everything about that match is great. The blood as well added to it. Like, yeah, there was blood in the first match, but it was only Osprey. Both guys bleeding. This one added a lot to it. The Tiger Driver 94.
That was an amazing spot. He put that on, which is a smart move, Osprey.
Yeah. The Tiger Driver, I think, is probably one of like my favorite spots from this year. It was just like a huge, like, oh shit, he might actually be dead. We might have actually witnessed a murder. Oh no,
murder of Kenny Omega.
R.I.P. Kenny Omega. But it was a phenomenal match. Both of them were phenomenal matches, and they're like my two best matches of the year. But I think that's enough praise for Osprey vs. Omega until we get around to the second one. Other stuff that happened this year, we saw the end of the best of 7 between the Elite and Death Triangle for the trios titles.
Yep.
That final match was the Escalera de Muerte, the ladder match, phenomenal match as well. And that was also great. Best of 7 was great, but then it kind of went into a bit of a downer, sad note in the month where we lost Jay Briscoe.
That was very. I've said this before on the Wrestle Inn. Fuck, what's it called again? I went off on Kieran too much. I forgot his shows.
You just completely disassociated from Wrestle Inn, that you don't remember what any of the shows or anything are called. You're just that's how badly you went off on him, that you just completely disassociated from the company.
Yeah, the YouTube watch along. What the fuck we did? The YouTube watch along. I went on this, and on the YouTube watch along that I did was Kieran, and it was a very saddening moment. The Briscoe brothers were one of the best tag teams, in my opinion, in the modern era. Which it's sad to see Jay Briscoe go, but currently Mark Briscoe's uh, pushing it as a singles warrior in the Continental Classic, which he had a good run, so he got some amazing matches in.
Yeah. But yeah, Jay's passing, of course, was a really huge shock to everyone in the wrestling world. No one like it was just so quick, like sudden. 38, I think he was 38 years old.
Yates.
Yeah, car crash. I remember finding out because of Tony Khan.
Oh, yeah.
I have post notifications on for him because he just tweets out so many matches that it's like at that point I might as well just turn on the post notifications so I can see when he tweets out a match. And he was the first to break the news about Jay's passing. And it was a moment of kind of just like seeing the notification. It's like, oh, Tony Khan tweeted a new tweet. It's like, oh no, what's happening on Dynamite this week? That's not happening on Dynamite this week. That's Jay Briscoe. Oh no. Yeah, and then just spreading the news to other people, just being like, well, what the fuck? I can't, like, Jay is gone. It really, really shook the entire wrestling world of that news. That's kind of like the impact that both the Briscoe brothers and also Jay himself had on all of wrestling, that like everywhere there was like someone who was heavily affected by it, whether it was WWE, AEW, New Japan, anywhere else really. Like if you've worked with the Briscoes, talked to the Briscoes, anything, then like you know how great people they both are and how great Jay is, or Jay was, and him just being taken away like that was a very huge shock.
Yeah, still mourning that. So I know that there's some people mourning the loss of Jay Briscoe, which we still do. We send our condolences to the people that we've lost this year, which we will go on as the months go by. But yeah, the passing of Jay Briscoe is really tragic. Like, my favorite Briscoes match was probably it was one between FTR. Their matches with FTR were phenomenal. It was that trivia Wrestle Kingdom 18th between the Noah and New Japan show.
The Wrestle Kingdom in Yokohama.
Yeah, both the Briscoes participated in Noah and Noah, New Japan and Noah promotions, which was probably a good time. It's the best time to actually have that 10-bell salute for Jay Briscoe. And what was very tragic was they had the Briscoe brothers music, and it's sad seeing. Usually, you would see the Briscoe brothers running to the ring like total, like how they do, but it's sad to see just a portrait of Jay Briscoe in the middle of the ring, and it's a loud guitar riff blasting through Yokohama Arena, and not having the Briscoe brothers coming down the ramp and doing their shit. Like, it's really tragic.
Top 5 dead or alive, them boys forever.
Yep.
Speaking of that Yokohama show, Wrestle Kingdom Yokohama show, we did have the matches of Kongo versus LIJ that happened throughout the show, including the really good Shingo versus Nakajima match. Nakajima's had a great year, but outside of those matches, there was one other highlight. A certain blonde hair guy from Noah kicking a certain blonde hair guy from New Japan very hard in the head.
That probably sparks the whole New Japan and Noah thing, and also Okada's grumpy old man Okada era happening. that spot was like, it's shocked like between the world between Noah and New Japan. Like, we saw after that happened, like Japanese like wrestling channels came in and was like, no one kicks the ace kicks the other race, uh no fucking head in, and Okada went fucking mad, and like that was, and that set up, which we will talk about soon, that set up Okada versus Kaito Kiyomiya at Keiji Muto's retirement show in February. Yes, it took
Yes.
on, took on Tuscany. We're not,
Yes.
we're not going to talk about this again, dude. We're not going to talk about this again.
We're not doing this again.
If you want to hear this, you can go back at the fucking backlog after this is done, and
You
you
can
can
even
go back.
rewind right now if you really want to hear it again.
Yeah, you can rewind. If Kieran's watching, you can rewind to me stealing your shit, bruv. All right. All right. February, shall we?
Really quick before we get into February, there was also a few days later the Great Muta's final bye-bye,
Yeah.
which was the final match of the Great Muta, which saw Darby Allin debut in Noah and also Sting debut in Noah. They teamed with Great Muta. They took on the team of Hakushi, Akira, and Naomichi Marufuji. It was fine. It was what you expected for a match where where 5 of the 6 guys in the match have been wrestling for more than 20 years.
Yes.
It's what you expected in terms of that. But other than that, though, yeah, it was fine. It was a good send off.
Yeah.
Little bits and pieces to send off the Muta.
Yeah. But there's one thing. I hope Darby Allin comes back to Japan sometime soon. Darby Allin's such an amazing wrestler. I hope he comes back to Japan sometime this year.
If he survives Mount Everest, he
survives-
will probably come back to Japan.
Oh yeah, he's climbing Mount Everest. I forgot he's doing. What's he doing? He's climbing Mount Everest, is he?
Yes, he's climbing Mount Everest in I think it's March. There's like this 2-week window where like it's safe to climb Mount Everest per year, and then it's like there's no chance you're climbing any other time. And I think it's like late March to early April. So during that window, he's going to be away from TV.
Ah, okay, cool.
Away from like AEW and everything. But yeah,
right.
Yeah, I think that's about it for. Oh wait, actually, that's not about it. There was also on the 29th where Yuji Hino beat Kazusada Higuchi for the KOT Openweight title.
Oh yeah, I forgot.
Saw that the beginning of that reign. That was a very big, meaty men slapping meat kind of match. Kind of matches I like.
Yeah.
The bunch of 5-star classics.
It's sad that Yuji Hino's not a regular now in DDT.
Yeah, he had to step away from the company like near the end of this year.
Yeah.
Oh my god, you're right. Holy shit, you're right. How do we miss that? How do we miss Okada and Omega teaming in New Year's Dash?
So what do we call it again? The golden, what's it called?
Did we give it? Was there a team name? I didn't know they had a name.
No, there was some unofficial team name. Fuck.
Golden Coins? I don't know.
I forgot. There was some team name on Twitter of fucking the golden somethings. I forgot what.
Golden Coins. I'm coining the term. Golden Coins.
Coins. Yeah, we completely forgot about that. It was Okada and Omega versus Hinare and Jeff Cobb.
Yeah. Hinare actually had like a very underrated year.
He has.
Was it Golden Reign?
Was it Golden Reign?
I think it was Golden Reign. That sounds right.
Might be Golden Reign.
Golden Reign sounds right.
Yeah. It might be Golden Reign, yeah, but yeah, that was the face on Kenny Omega when the coin drop hit was absolutely like amazing by Omega. And
Did Kenny enter? I thought Kenny entered second.
He entered first. He
did enter first? Okay.
He had the belt, and then he had the little Canadian like surprised face on his
the little Canadian surprised face.
Yeah.
The traditional Canadian surprise face, the authentic face that all Canadians make when they're surprised.
Yeah, yeah, Hinari. We'll get on Hinari later, but yeah, I
We'll
can't
touch
believe.
on Hinari a bit more later. But yeah, this is a very big surprise. I specifically remember I was watching the English commentary. English commentary when they heard uh Kenny Omega's music hit, they were like so excited, but also very confused because they were apparently told that he already had left Japan. I don't I don't know if they were like it was like a whole thing or they were like trying like to like throw people off the scent if they're for people watching live or if they actually like genuinely didn't know. Kevin Kelly was like legitimately like just like yelling. It's like, wait, I thought he left Japan. I thought he was already gone. And like freaking out about it. And then the music of Kata hit. That was all really great. Match itself was also fun. But that was a very huge moment where like two guys who brought in so many eyes to Japan during the late 2010s, big time rivals, putting on like the greatest wrestling matches ever, arguably. Probably not that arguable though. It's pretty true. But like teaming together in like a huge moment, it was great.
Yeah.
And no Don Callis in sight to ruin it.
All right.
Was there anything else that happened during the month of January that was kind of like significant to you?
Personally, um, after a year, after almost a year, I I met Kieran for the first time, which I kind of, which
Which you
which
immediately burnt that bridge.
I met Kieran for the first
Immediately
time
burnt.
in a while, and I met Kieran for the first time, and yeah, I offered him a ticket to the New Japan Isn't, where it's where it's like yeah. After that, we had that whole connection, which calling Katsuhiko Nakajima goat shit is the kind of not the best way to go, pal. You're gonna lose your only one and only translator if you fucking do keep up that shit, man. All right, yeah, all right.
Damn. But yeah, moving on. I don't actually. I'm kind of like. I don't think anything really significant happened for me in terms of wrestling in January. I think January was kind of like, apart from like Jay's passing, it was just a good month
Yeah,
of wrestling. But moving on to February.
yeah,
Um, Stardom had their 12th anniversary Supreme Fight, which saw Julia defend the Wonder World of Stardom Championship for the first time against Suzu Suzuki. A sign of what Suzu Suzuki is able to do and the future that had in store for her.
yeah.
That was that show was a lot of fun. And then we saw in the New Beginning in Sapporo, Will Ospreay. Actually, there was a couple of matches where it was the United Empire versus just four guys, which we also failed to mention
Oh
them
yeah,
coming together at New Year's Dash. We just glanced over New Year's Dash. Just four guys also formed at New Year's Dash, which was Doki, Yoshinobu Kanemaru, Taichi, and
yeah.
Taka Michinoku, a bunch of the gang that was very lost following the breakup of Suzuki-gun. We also forgot to mention Zack Sabre Jr. becoming the new front man for TMDK as Wrestle Kingdom, and also Zack Sabre Jr. becoming the New Japan World TV Champion, the first and only at the moment New Japan TV Champion. I should have compiled a better list
Yeah.
of moments to talk about.
Yep.
But there was that, and then at New Beginning Sapporo, we saw a couple of matches of United Empire versus just four guys. Catch Tutu defending the IWGP Junior Tag Titles against Doki and Yoshinobu Kanemaru, and Will Ospreay taking on Taichi, which I have a bit of a hot take about this match.
Oh, you do. You do.
Little hot take.
Hot take. All right.
5-star match.
5-star match. 5-star match.
5-star match.
5-star match. I can see where you're going with it. It was really good. It was really good. I can see where you're going with it. Well, I wouldn't say 5-star. I would rate it a bit lower.
Fair.
But yeah, that match actually delivered. Yeah, people usually skim over that match, but you know, people I mean, yeah, I mean not their fault. I mean Osprey has had an amazing year, but yeah, I I would I know where you're going with the 5-star match thing, but yeah, yeah, that whole card was pretty nice. And I think the main event of that night or
That was the main event of night one.
like
Yes, it was the main
oh,
event night one.
no,
It was that match because of what happened during the New Year's
news
Dash.
sure. All right.
Yep. That
Yeah, I think that match was pretty. Yeah, I was watching it from the TV and then they had that whole ty- they had that whole old like they were able to like what's it called? I forgot what happened in that match. I all I remember is that like they both had the Kawada kick. Was it the Kawada kicks? Was it? No, who was it?
I think
Who's
it's corner kicks.
Kawada kicks? They both had the Kawada kicks wall, which got a pop out of me actually, because again, and yeah, I think that's. I just remember like Taiji hitting so fucking hard. Oh, that's mostly what I remember, and Osprey hitting the he debuted the Storm Driver. Did that? No. That
No.
was he done Hidden Blade and then Stormbreaker is what I remember. But that
Yes.
whole show was pretty good for New Japan and also for United Empire.
I think this was the match that like the first time he won with the Sky Twister
Oh yeah.
this year. Because that
Oh
was a move that he busted out during Wrestle Kingdom against Kenny, and then he used it as like a finisher for a while.
yeah. Oh yeah, he did, didn't he? During that was I thought that was before no, that was when he got injured in like later on in the mid 2023, was it? Because I remember him using it at like oh what's it called? At Dominion when he injured his like shoulder or something, didn't he?
That was the New Japan Cup match against Mark Davis.
Ah shit, okay. Alright. Then correct me if I'm alright, what else happened in February again?
What else happened in February? That's a great question.
Asian
Um,
Muto.
there was
Okay.
the
Yeah.
Tokyo
Yeah.
Joshi Pro Wrestling's Max Heart Tournament Final, which was won by the team of 1-1 Million, Maki Ito and Miyu Yamashita. They won the tournament and would then go on to challenge for the tag titles, Princess of Princess tag titles. They won those. They had that match at Grand Princess in March. That was the final was really fun. I I like got into TJPW this year. I got really a lot of like all the Wrestling Universe or Cyberfight companies this year. So this is kind of like this tournament was a good first taste of like the more upper talent that Tokyo Joshi Pro has. So it was I already knew about Maki and Miu. It was so seeing them make it to the finals and win it was really cool. Great intro tournament for TJPW that year.
All right. I I can't speak much on TJPW since I don't watch a lot of it. But from what I saw this year, from what I heard and saw on Twitter this year, it probably Stardom and Joshi in general had a big year for Joshi, right? Isn't it? A bar fight between Shima and Abi and Takagi. Ah, yeah, the
Yeah,
little club fight, wasn't it? Yeah, little club fight. That was since the pandemic, I think we saw more Rojo wrestling. Was it Rojo wrestling in DDT since pandemic? Yeah,
I
because we
actually didn't know. I actually didn't know there was a term for like matches outside of
oh
rings.
yeah. They call it Rojo. They call it I forgot what it's fucking called. They call it Rojo wrestling or something like that. It's basically Japanese for like outside wrestling, whatever the
It's street fights, but literal,
street fights, but literal, yeah.
literal street fights. Um, So the Max Heart tournament, New Japan had a new beginning in Osaka, which saw Okada defend against Shingo.
And he kick out Jay White out of New Japan Pro, out of the country this time.
Yes, that
Yeah.
match happened where it was loser leaves Japan between Hikuleo and Jay White. Jay White lost that one, and then like a week later, Eddie versus Jay White happened to Battle in the Valley, which Jay White lost that one, which caused him to have to leave
New Japan.
New Japan Pro Wrestling, which also saw the return of David Finlay, who attacked him from behind with a shillelagh.
The birth of the return of the Rebel, and a week or two later, we see him join.
We will discuss it once we get to March, because that happened in like pretty early March.
Really? Damn. All right. Next, what did we
Sequence.
have?
Battle of the Valley also.
Oh yeah,
Tana and Jay after the match in Osaka. Battle of the Valley also had a couple other matches, which was Kairi defending her IWGP Women's Championship against Mercedes Moné, who also debuted at Wrestle Kingdom, which we also glossed over. We suck at this. Mercedes Moné won the title in San Jose. We wrapping now. She in her debut match for New Japan became the IWGP Women's Champion. Okada defended against Tanahashi, retained, and we got that cool shot at the end of Battle in the Valley with Moné and Okada holding out their titles together. The two money-based wrestlers or money-themed wrestlers in New Japan, and showing off their dollar bling bling.
Yep.
And then a few days later was the Keiji Muto Grand Final Pro Wrestling Last Love Holdout. That's a name. I hate that name. It was.
They just got all the fucking Keiji Muto gimmicks and stuck it together, and
they just shoved it all together. Into one name.
Well, that show we had Hiromu Takahashi versus, was it
Amakusa?
Amakusa. Yep, that was that.
Yes.
We had Hiromu Takahashi versus Amakusa, and basically like the last few matches were all New Japan versus Noah matches. Hiromu versus Amakusa, and Okada versus Kaito Kiyomiya, the two blonde boys of the two biggest promotions in Japan.
Blonde off.
We can blonde each other off. Next, and the main event, Tetsuya Naito versus Keiji Muto, which, by the way, we skimmed over this as well. Keiji Muto came out at Wrestle Kingdom 18, New Japan versus Noah, and personally invited.
This is me throwing all my papers up in the air.
Personally invited Tetsuya Naito to be his final opponent, to be his second final opponent of his career as the wrestler Keiji Muto, where Keiji Muto had a hell of an entrance. He basically had snippets of all of his theme songs, and basically came out to hold out. They had a pretty good match, where it's pretty decent match, despite both wrestlers having not working knees, but but yeah. After the match, Keiji Muto said, "Fuck this shit, I can do this even more. Masahiro Chono, man up, get your balls inside the ring, and let's have one final match together."
And that's how Tetsuya Naito was robbed of his Tokyo Dome main event yet again.
Yeah, that happened at the Tokyo Dome, which it was Noah's first Tokyo Dome in a matter of years, actually.
It's been a hot minute.
Yep. What else happened in February, or what personal things happened in February?
I think we have hit all of the notes for February, unless we're gonna get into March and realize we missed half of February somehow.
Yeah.
Kento Miyahara defending against Yumeo Aoki at the beginning of the month. He's successful in that defense. I don't think there's much else in February. As for personally, this month was a little bit more bigger for me. I got to go to some indie shows. One of them took place after a lacrosse game in one of the major arenas here. They like the game finished and they didn't like they just set up a ring around the field and we were just a bunch of us were just watching, standing on this like lacrosse field watching wrestling.
Yeah.
So that was fun. That was a cool thing I got to do. Stand to kind of mark two things off a bucket list: indie wrestling in a big arena and watching wrestling, standing on a arena floor watching wrestling. Second thing was I got to meet El Phantasmo.
Oh shit! How was he?
It was one of those things where he was like he wrestled his match. He was tired, and this was like when did the New Japan Cup start? This was like 10 days before the New Japan Cup actually less than that. It was like a week before the New Japan Cup started. So essentially it was a thing where like he was talking to some people as I was like approaching, and I heard him like mention it's like, yeah, I'm getting on a plane back to Japan like tomorrow. So it was a thing where like you could tell he was tired. So I didn't really want to bother him too much. I just like got a photo with him, which I had. It's like I have 3 photos with him from this year, and there's like an evolution of the photos where the first one was him kind of still doing like his headbanger Bullet Club gimmicks. So he did like the 2 sweet like cross and like did like a really stupid like face. And like that was the photos. Second one he was after he got kicked out of Bullet Club, so he was still like in that middle ground. So he just kind of like did like the horns. Wasn't smiling. Third one was after he joined GOD. So the third time he's actually smiling in the photo. It was like an evolution of El Phantasmo throughout the year with his photos, and I thought that was really cool. Yeah, nothing else of significance happened to me in February. And anything of significance in the rest of the world happened to you in February?
Not much, except some personal stuff that I cannot say in the Wrestle Inn network. But yeah, not yes, it's scandal. Nah, not scandalous, just fucking school. Yeah, but maybe I don't know. Yeah, nothing much happened to me in February. Yeah, but more to come later on in the year, possibly.
Moving on into March. The month kicked off with the first ever All-Star Junior Festival.
Oh shit, I forgot.
Which saw like, well, I think it was like what, like 15 promotions come together with junior heavyweights.
Yeah.
And has matches. There's no really like standout matches in my opinion of that show. I thought it was like a fine kind of like, hey, look at all the junior heavyweights that are in Japan spread out throughout all these companies. It was cool. It was very neat. There was the end of the Triangle Derby tournament for Stardom, which was won by Cosmic Angels. Yes, possibly. I'll get yelled at by Trent later for being wrong about this.
Yeah.
That tournament finished. They won. It was won by Cosmic Angel, I think. And then we saw the start of the New Japan Cup. Oh, actually, another thing that happened on the Triangle Derby final show was Azumi versus Starlight Kid for the High Speed Championship. That was also a great rematch. I don't think it was as good as the first one.
Yeah.
New Japan Cup kicked off during that time. AEW had their Revolution show, which saw the super good matches of the Elite versus House of Black for the trios titles, Moxley versus Hangman in the Texas Death Match, and then the MJF versus Bryan Danielson 60-minute Iron Man match.
Oh, yeah. Those were
very huge show, some very huge matches. 51st anniversary, which saw Bishamon take on the Dream Team for the IWGP Heavyweight Tag Titles. Dream Team being Okada and Tanahashi.
Yeah.
More New Japan Cup. The super good Ospreay versus Mark Davis match, which was how Ospreay ended up injuring his shoulder. The AEW had a show in Canada, which saw a 3-way trios title match, which House of Black retained the titles. Tokyo Joshi Pro had their Grand Princess show, which saw Rika Tatsumi beat her tag team partner Miyu Watanabe for the International Princess Championship, and Mizuki beat her tag team partner Yuka Sakazaki for the Princess Championship.
Oh, yeah. And did the New Japan Cup happen that month? That was
Yes, I'm
Okay.
kind of like glazing over the New Japan Cup
Japan Cup.
because like the first round was kind of like classical between Hayata and Ridgeway versus Ogawa and Ita. Do I need to talk about a match that include Hayata and Ita? Do I really have to?
Probably not. That didn't. It was a classic, but we are running short on time. At least I
Yes.
am. At least I am.
He's running short on time. Grand Princess, Great Voyage in Yokohama for Noah, which saw Jake Lee defeat Kaito Kiyomiya to become the GHC Heavyweight Champion.
And Sonata going leaving LIJ. So
That did happen that happened in the second round. Yes, it did. Okay. Yes. Sonata leaving Los Ingobernables de Japón for Just Five Guys. After beating Naito in the second round of the New Japan Cup.
And he came out victorious in the New Japan Cup.
Came out victorious in that match. Won the whole championship. Like won the entire tournament.
Yep.
This was all Guns' strategy. He wanted me to mention Stinger. I didn't want. He did me dirty. I can't believe he's done this. New Japan Cup final happened. Takahashi, Leo Rush had a fantastic junior heavyweight title match. El Hijo de Vikino versus Kenny Omega finally happened on an episode of Dynamite. That was another great 5-star match. And then we saw the whole bunch of WrestleMania weekend stuff, like Multiverse United, which had a bunch of New Japan Impact matches, such as Hiroshi Tanahashi versus Speedball Mike Bailey.
Yep.
DDT had a show in LA. DDT Goes Hollywood. Yuki Ueno versus Konosuke Takeshita was a great match in that one. TJPW live in LA.
Yep.
I have a whole rant about 1 to 1 million losing the titles to Magic Sugar Rabbits.
Yep.
We're short on time though, apparently, for you, so I'll contain that. GCW versus DDT, they had a show. That's match featuring that one was East West Express, Nick Wayne, Jordan Oliver taking on Speedball, Mike Bailey, and Mao. Supercard of Honor also happened during that Mania weekend, which saw a fantastic match of El Hijo del Vikino versus Commander. Athena defending the title against her women's title against Yuka Sakazaki. Samoa Joe defending against Mark Briscoe. The ladder match for the Ring of Honor tag titles, which saw Dante Martin destroy his foot and was out for months because of that. Yeah, you know the one. You know the one.
Yeah, we know it's that ladder match. Yeah, it's that was terrifying for me to see. That shit went inside out.
Yeah, the bent direction foots are not supposed to bend. It was, it was one of those freak accident kind of things too. Katsura Shibata became the Ring of Honor Pure Champion, defeating Wheeler Yuta. And Claudio versus Eddie Kingston, which Claudio retained. Joey Janelle Spring Break also happened in WrestleMania weekend. Is there anything you want to address happen in March? Any cool personal things that happened in March?
I'm looking through my photos to see if there's anything that happened in March, and no, nothing interesting happened this month.
March was lame.
It was lame.
So this month was actually really cool for me.
Yeah.
I got to meet both Maki Ito and Miyu Yamashita. They came over for an indie show, and there was a little meet and greet that I was able to attend. And then also I got to see Minoru Suzuki wrestle live, which was something I thought would never happen because of his age. I thought like I would just never have the opportunity to see him. He probably ended up retiring before I could ever afford to go to Japan. So him being brought over to North America was really cool. And it was great to be able to watch him wrestle live.
All right. Next we have
April. The month of April. I guess we can I don't know if we want to move. Do you want to move quickly? I don't know if we want to move quickly.
Oh, no, it's fine. No, it's fine. Okay, how about this? I might be back in like a few minutes or so. I can still. Do you want to take the solo and hop on and off? We are okay.
Yeah, I could do solo.
Well,
I can run solo for a bit. I just need
well,
someone from the chat to
I will
talk
be.
to.
Don't worry, I'll be in the comments. I'll just
Okay.
family issues. We are one of the most, one of the most unqualified streamers in the whole wide world. All right,
Yep.
that's it for me for now. Kieran, if you're watching, don't fire me. All right.
Please don't fire me. I like this job. Cool. I'm gonna be. I guess I'll run solo for a bit unless I can get someone else from Wrestle Inn to hop in. Just gonna throw out a link into the chat. But yeah, let's talk about what do you guys want to talk about? Because I know I want to talk about. Let's talk about April. So I guess I should talk about WrestleMania since big one. April was a great month if you're a fan of Aussie Open. They had a huge month. They had a huge year as well if it wasn't for injuries, unfortunately. But yeah, unfortunately, injury sucks. I don't. But yeah, WrestleMania happened. Both nights 1 and 2. That saw some really great matches, such as Charlotte Flair versus Rhea Ripley for the SmackDown Women's title, which Rhea won, and the tag titles of the Usos against Sami Zayn and Kevin Owens. Sami Zayn and Kevin Owens won that match. Two really strong matches on the card. Then we got to night 2. Night 2 was dog shit. I find this happens with every WrestleMania. Since they've done like the 2 night thing, it's like they have night 1. Night 1's a fantastic show, and then they go into night 2, and night 2 is like, it had a couple matches, but Gunther versus Sheamus versus Drew McIntyre was one match that was fucking really, really good. I think that was probably my match of the night in terms of WrestleMania for both nights. Bianca Belair versus Asuka, which was fine, and then Roman Reigns versus Cody. I quit WWE because of the finish of this match. I like flat out Roman retained, and I was like, you know what, fuck this, I'm done. I'm done. I'm just done with this. Um, but interestingly enough, actually, in the middle of all of this Mania weekend stuff going on, there was a match between Shingo Takagi versus Aaron Hanare for the KOPW title, which was the Ultimate Triad match, which got 5 stars from Meltzer, which was also the highest rated. I think it was actually no, I think it was 5.25 actually. I think it was the highest rated match out of the entire weekend. Was a match that didn't even happen in LA, which was really funny. Glossing over other things such as Jamie Hayter versus Rio happening on a Dynamite. Sakura Genesis came and went. That saw the great three-way match of Mercedes Moné, Azumi, and Hazuki. I thought that was an absolutely incredible match. Zack Sabre Jr. versus Shota Umino for the title. Aussie Open winning the IWGP Heavyweight Tag titles from Bishamon. That match was huge. Kyle Fletcher, please be more careful with your moonsault, sir. That was a bad month if you were Kyle Fletcher doing a moonsault, apparently. And then we saw Sonata defeating Kazuchika Okada to become the IWGP World Heavyweight Champion for the first time in his career. And he's been champion since. This was a very solid match. I didn't actually think Sonata was going to win, if I gotta be completely honest at the time. Then we saw what else did we see this month? The last time Micah and Himika teamed together in Stardom, they took on the Ali Kaba team, which is Shori and Julia. They teamed together for the last time there. The Cinderella. We are currently on April. I'm about halfway in, April 15th. The Cinderella final for the tournament, which saw the really strong 2 out of 3 falls match of DDM versus. Stop! I don't want to talk about Stinger. Stop making me talk about Stinger. God damn it, Guns. Uh, what was I saying? Oh, right, Cinderella final. 2 out of 3 falls, DDM versus Cosmic Angels, which DDM won, and then was immediately followed by Mina Shinarikawa and um, Waka Tsukiyama. That's her name. Mina and Waka quitting Cosmic Angels to be officially full-time Club Venus. Club Venus was the group that Mina Shikara made earlier in the year, back in January, with Zaya Brookside and Mariah May, which, funny enough, both time both those women are now no longer in Stardom or Club Venus. Little funny tidbit. And also Mariah winning the Cinderella tournament and wanting to challenge for the Wonder of Stardom Championship. Then there was Capital Collision in Philadelphia. Good morning, Jamie. It is 2:30 a.m. for me. So if it's valid for both, it's also a good morning for me as well. Capital Collision happened. The show had Desperado versus Tomohiro Ishii. Great junior heavyweight versus heavyweight match. And then Aussie Open getting 2 belts, beating the Morrissey Machine Guns and Dream Team for the Strong Openweight tag titles. And then there was also the match, Green Journey for Noah, that saw the GHC heavyweight tag title match. Masakita Miya and Daisuke Inaba versus Takashi Sugiura and Shuhei Taniguchi. This is for the vacated titles. Sugiura and Taniguchi won. I don't remember why the titles were vacated. I'm gonna chalk it up to injury probably. This was a very busy month. April was very busy. Holy shit. Jake Lee versus Katsuhiko Nakajima, which Jake Lee retained. And then Collision Philadelphia, which saw Orange Cassidy versus Gabriel Kidd for the AEW International title. And then also Aussie Open defending the New Japan Strong tag titles against Leo Rush and Tomohiro Ishii. I'm going to sprinkle in a little bit of guns are the worst. Yeah, I agree though. That was definitely one of better Jake Lee's better matches throughout that reign. That reign had some moments, and also did have some moments. I'm gonna sprinkle in a little bit of Impact talk with Rebellion. Rebellion happened this month as well. ABC versus Motor City Machine Guns and Ultimate X, which was won by ABC. There was a Hardcore War, which was the team. Oh my god, this is a lot of names. I'm gonna butcher at least one of them. It was Tommy Dreamer, Killer Kelly, Frankie Kazarian, Yuya Uemura, and Bahari Gujar. I could be saying that wrong. Taking on Bully Ray, Masha Slamovich, Brian Myers, Moose, and Kenny King. That was won by Team Dreamer. And then we also saw Steve Macklin versus Kushida for the vacated Impact World Championship. Had to be vacated by Josh Alexander due to injury, which Steve Macklin won and became champion for the first time in his career. In AAA, there was a fantastic 4-way for the AAA Mega Championship of El Hijo del Viquino versus Swerve, Strickland versus Rich Swann versus Commander. I would just like to point out everything I have listed since the Cinderella final up until now happened over the span of 2 days. Just want to point that out. That's how bad, how busy April was. That everything in that span was within a 2-day span. Also, Grand Queendom happened this month, which was just like how Gunn said, great. I second that it was great. I think it was quite possibly Stardom's best show of the year. Um, I like there's just so many fantastic matches on this card. I think I think there's like no real bad matches. Um, Himika had her retirement match on the show against Micah. Very emotional match. Oh my god, so so many tears. But in the end, it was won by Micah. Of course, because this was the last match in Himika's career. But yeah, she hit the the Michinoku driver and was crying and begging Mike Himika to kick out, and oh my god, the emotions, man, the emotions. Prominence defended the Artist Stardom titles against Restart, which was the team of Kairi, Natsupoi, and Sirianu. That Restart won that match. Saya Kamatani defended the Wonder of Stardom Championship against Mina Shirakawa, which Mina won, which ended that historic Wonder of Stardom Championship reign. Uh, just yeah, it was fantastic reign by Saya, but yeah, all good things must come to an end. Mercedes Monet defended the IWGP Women's title against Mayu Iwatani, which Mayu won, which she's had that title. That's about the nicest thing I can say about the reign is that she's held the title. And then the main event of Julia defending the World of Stardom Championship against Tam Nakano, which, yes, believe in Tam. Tam won, ending Julia's reign at just 4 months. Cries in Julia fanboy. But but that was definitely match of the night. Definitely, I think actually match of the month. I think that was my top match that month. Uh, Road to Dontaku, we saw the IWGP Junior Heavyweight Tag Titles change hands. Catch 22 losing their belts to Intergalactic Jet Setters, Kushida, Kevin Knight. And then Satsumo no Kuni took place, which saw the title defense of Aussie Open against TMDK and the very, very good match, the KOPW title match, Shingo versus Taichi, which Taichi won, which with that match, I think that was probably the closest 20 count or count up I've ever seen in wrestling. Like, I genuinely thought Taichi was going to get counted out and then he just barely dove in last second. I think that was probably the closest I've ever seen in wrestling. Uh, yeah, that concludes April. Um, in terms of my own personal kind of experience of stuff that happened in April, other than me quitting WWE fully and just being like done watching WWE full time and barely even watching it part time, that was about the only significant thing that happened. Uh, other than that, April's like a pretty quiet month. Cool. Um, I think yeah. See if I can speed run this. I don't know if I genuinely don't know if Kiyoski's coming back. I don't know if anyone will be joining me. But I don't mind running solo for a little while. Let's see what happens. Uh, moving on to May. There's still viewers. I'm just making sure I'm not talking to myself at this point. Uh, I think Carmelo Hayes is the best name. Oh yes, yeah. I think Carmelo Hayes was probably like just like the highlights of April, along with the Usos losing the tag titles to Sammy and Kevin. Those were like the big ones for me. But yeah, great month for Carmelo Hayes and about no one else in WWE. But moving on to April, Wrestling Dontaku. That saw the really good Zach versus Cobb match for the world title that went to a draw. Strong Style losing the the open weight 6-man tag titles to Dream Team and Tomohiro Ishii, and Sanada defending the title, his IWGP World Heavyweight title against Hiromu Takahashi, which that always happens for some reason whenever someone leaves Lij. Hiromu's just like, you know what, we're fighting, me and you right now. Um, and then Stardom had their Legend of Fukuoka Goddess show that saw the new eras, Amy Saray and Mirai win the Goddess of Stardom titles. Oh yes, right, and also the return of Yota Tsuji to wrestling to New Japan Pro Wrestling. I forgot about that part, and him join. I think it was confirmed after he joined Lij. But yeah, him Yota Tsuji returning. I think lost over. What else? There was little. I'm gonna throw in a little big Japan wrestling real quick. Just Yuji Okabayashi versus Yuya Aoki. That was probably like one of the best, very good matches of this year. King of DDT tournament kicked off in May. That was one. Axie's Guns is on top of things. I'm not. Can you tell I'm running solo? Um, Noah, yep. Axie's reunited. Nakajima left Congo and teamed back up with Keho Shiosaki, reunite Axie's. Let's see. KODT, like I bet you before. I had some good matches in there. That tournament was won by Chris Brooks. Big moment for Chris. Best of Super Junior 30 kicked off in May. I also failed to mention in April, Clark Connors joined Bullet Club. And yes, Best Super Junior as well. Clark Connors joined Bullet Club in April. David Finlay joined Bullet Club back in March during the tournament. New Japan Cup, that's what it's called. Best Super Junior, so Best Super Junior 30s happened. 30 happened. Big month for that. A lot of great matches that happened during that tournament. In the middle of the tournament, though, there was the Resurgence show happening in the US. I believe that Best Super Junior and King of DDT, both semis and finals, are all amazing matches. Yes, I am with you on that. All those matches were very, very good. Very strong, great matches. Oh yeah, Resurgence. There was the tournament to crown the first ever New Japan Strong Women's Champion, which had Stephanie Vicker, Mercedes Monet, Will Nightingale, Momokogo. Final for that tournament was Mercedes versus Will Nightingale, which had to be cut short because Mercedes got injured, which she hasn't been seen since, unfortunately. But Will Nightingale won and became the first New Japan Strong Women's Champion. Big moment for her. What else happened this month? The semifinals of Master Wato versus People Mike Bailey and Teton versus El Desperado. Wato, Teton winning both those. There was the no disqualification match between Steve Macklin and PCO for the Impact World title at Under Siege. That one was brutal. that was a very, very brutal match. And then during the Best Super Junior 30 final night, Dan Maloney turned on the United Empire and joined Bullet Club, and Master Wato won Best Super Junior tournament. That same night, Stardom had their Flash In Champions show, which saw Azumi lose the High Speed Championship in a three-way to Saki Kashima, and Restart lose the Artist Stardom Championships against Bari Bari Bombers. And Tam Nakano becoming Tam 2 belts as she defeated Mina Shikawa and won the Wonder of Stardom Championship. AEW had their Double or Nothing show. I don't think there was anything that show's fine. There's like the two highlights of like the world AEW world title four-way between the four pillars, which MJF won and retained. Excuse me, one sec. And Blackpool Comic Club versus the Elite in the Anarchy and Arena match. And also there was Keno's revenge tour against Nakajima, where there was the tag match of tag match of Axis versus Kongo, Keno Manabu, and then Keno versus Nakajima. June. I don't know if Kyosuke's coming back. Kyosuke, are you coming back? I don't know if Kyosuke's coming back. I think we might end up wrapping up following June because it's kind of just me talking. Congo ended. Oh man, Congo ending was tough. I don't think I had any. Actually, wait, did I? Hold on, sorry, real quick before I just completely cut off May. I don't think I had any personal moments happening for me in May. No, May was a month. May happened. Okay. I think I'm gonna go over June, and then I think we're gonna cut off and end up doing a part 2 with hopefully more than just me. Terribly sorry. That's show business. That's not the same. That's showbiz, baby. Anything can happen while we're live. Let's see. Dominion happened in the month of. Kyosuke said he'd be back for part 2. Thank God. Dominion happened in the month of June. That saw the number one contendership tournament final. Lance Archer against Will Ospreay. Ospreay won. He would be challenging Kenny Omega for Forbidden Door. Not wrestler related, but May was my favorite month of 2023 because I was able to go abroad and make friends in Korea. That's really cool. It's actually super cool that you're able to do that. I wish I was able to travel out to other countries like Korea. But I digress. Here, let me pull a Taz. I digress. Cobb versus Zack Sabre Jr. Zack retained. Wato challenged for the IWGP Junior Heavyweight title, which was won by which Hiromu retained. Never open weight 6-man tag titles. Dream Team Ishii defending against Blackpool Combat Club's Wheeler Yuta, John Moxley, Claudio Castagnoli. And then following that match, John Moxley couldn't get a working mic, and then he got a working mic, and then he said that they have a video message, which was Bryan Danielson putting out the challenge to Okada for Forbidden Door. And then Sonata retained against Yota Tsuji in a really strong match. Let's see. Ospreay versus Canada feud started, which was very. Oh man, that was terrible. That feud tore me apart. I did not know which. It was like you're attacking my country, but at the same time you're Will Ospreay. But like you're attacking my country, but like you're Will Ospreay, and I really like Will Ospreay. Man, he went off on Canada a lot though in that month. That was really funny. New Japan, Noah, and All Japan had their All Together Again show. That was headlined by the main event of Kenta Miyahara, Kaito Kiyomiya, and Hiroshi Tanahashi against Yuya Uemura, Keno, and Kazuchika Okada. Very much a match of there's 2 tag teams here and then a bunch of people that don't like each other. It was still a fun match. I thoroughly enjoyed it. It was a fun little event altogether again was. Let's see what else happened in the month of. Sorry, excuse me again. Oh, wait, you know what? I totally glossed over Yuji Nagata winning the Triple Crown title. I think that happened in March. That's probably March. I completely glossed it over. My fault. My bad. Sorry, Yuji Nagata. You're still the greatest 55-year-old. Doing your best. Let's Congo defended the tag titles. Yuma Anzai. Yes, Yuma Anzai fought Yuji Nagata for the Triple Crown Heavyweight Championship. Yuji Nagata wore the original Triple Crown titles as well, which was a really cool thing to see. Yuma Anzai has a very bright future in All Japan. But let's see. Kento Miyahara Yumeaki challenged the Congo for the All Japan tag titles. I'm having a stroke. Keno, and Manabu Soya were the champions at the time. They lost the titles. Kento and Yuma became champions. And then like 2 days later, they defended the titles against Yuma's brother Tsukiyogi and Ryzen Hayato, which they had retained. Keno fought Go Shiozaki. That was a match that happened that month. Athena versus Kira Hogan happened on Ring of Honor Club, Chicago Street Fight. That was a really fun match. I thought that was like one of like the better matches that Kira Hogan's had in her career, and Athena's also had in her reign. Kazuki Hirata, Mao, and Yoshihiko had a three-way for the vacated Extreme Championship, which Kazuki Hirata won. I think it was vacated. I could be totally wrong. Well, I was like 99% sure. Yeah, it was vacated. And then there was Stardom Sunshine Show, which saw the absolutely top tier Queen's Quest versus Oedo Tai cage match. Loser leaves the unit. Very strong story match. I think that was probably the strongest storytelling match of the entire year, in my opinion. And then AEW and New Japan had Forbidden Door. MJF faced Hiroshi Tanahashi, retained. Orange Cassidy defended the international title against Shibata, Garcia, Zack Sabre Jr. in a four-way. Cassidy retained. There was the Elite, which the Bucks at Hagbad versus Eddie Kingston at Tomohiro Ishii versus the Blackpool Combat Club, Shota Umino and Konosuke Takeshita. The IWGP US Heavyweight Title match, Kenny Omega versus Will Ospreay. That match, of course, was my match of the year. Personally, I thought it was better than the Wrestle Kingdom match. Matter of opinion, though, kind of, they're interchangeable. Like, I could probably watch them tomorrow and be like, you know what, I changed my mind. The Wrestle Kingdom match is better. They're two very good top tier matches we've had this year, and it's actually incredible that we're able to get those matches. Naito made his debut in AEW ring in the 6-man tag against Lei Suzuki Gods, which I dubbed them, which is the Sex Gods with Minoru Suzuki. And then Naito teamed with Darby Allin and Sting. Okada took on Danielson. Danielson broke his arm during the match. And I think that just about does it for June, unless I'm missing something. Guns can yell at me if I'm missing something. I don't think there was anything I'm missing for June. I don't have any personal. So sorry, it's almost 3 a.m. here, so it's kind of getting to that point where I'm starting to feel it. Guys is trying to think of stuff as well. I might have hit everything. I might have hit all the bases. I don't think anything happened in. Yeah, it's 3 a.m., dude. It's almost 3 a.m. It's not my fault. It's late. And this happened. Okay, that happened in July. Okay, yeah, I didn't have anything. I didn't have anything personal happen in terms of wrestling for June. But yeah. Unless I don't think Guns has anything. Unless Guns can think of something last second. I think that just about does it for part 1, I guess. Yeah, I think it's fair to split up into 2 parts. This is hard to do solo. Um to be determined on when part 2 is. Probably, I feel like part 2 will probably come within, like, early next week. Yume Aoyagi finished his story. I don't did that happen in June? I think that was July. That was July. That happened. Yeah, Yuma finished the story in July. Early July, like the second day of July. Anyway, so yeah, I think that's gonna do it for now. I think we'll come back with a part 2 uh some point this week, hopefully. Um, but yeah, thank you to Kyosuke for joining me for the bit he was able to. He will be back for part 2, which will be a lot more entertaining. Hopefully, he doesn't try to piss off the boss again. But yeah, thank you everyone who is currently still tuning in, everyone who did tune in, um, everyone who contributed comments. Make sure to like the stream. Make sure to subscribe to the YouTube because we'll have more stuff in the new year coming to the YouTube, like interviews, hopefully, and probably more streams. Coincidentally, the new Patreon podcast just came out. That is true. The Into the Wrestleverse episode just dropped. It's Patreon exclusive, so if you want to take a listen to that episode, you can subscribe to the Patreon, along with gain early access to all other things such as interviews and podcast episodes, along with other exclusive videos and shows that are happening within there. It happened. The video went live. The podcast episode went live right after you stole the intro. Incredible. Um, Make sure to follow the Wrestle Inn Twitter at Wrestle Inn. This side, there we go. That right there. Visit the website and read some great articles from great people who know how to write. Join the Discord so you can get a chance to chat with the team, along with other members of the community, along with people who were in the chat. I should have pulled up the outro for TNT because that had I writ that out and that was good. But I'm freestyling it. You can hear more of me on Total Nonstop Talking, All Elite Listening. You can follow me on Twitter at Fusabauer. I've been thinking about changing the handle. If it changes, I'll say in the future. That's where I talk shit about wrestling about once every 3 days. And yeah, I think about covers everything. Plugged all the stuff. I don't know if there's anything else I need to plug. But yeah, thank you for tuning in, and Merry Christmas, Happy Holidays, Happy New Year, and hopefully you have a great 2024. Thank you, everyone.